Today we're talking about an airline program that has some amazing routes that I've never discussed before on the channel. You can fly from the US to Europe for just 87,000 miles. Or you can fly on the amazing Swiss Air business class to Europe for just 63,000 miles. Or finally, you can fly from the US to Australia or New Zealand for just 40,000 miles. I've told you before that the way to get the most bang for your buck out of your airline miles is to never redeem them for 1 cent on the airline's portal, but to transfer to airline partners so you can get up to 8 cents per mile. So if you're with me and you want to get the most bang for your buck out of your miles, smash that like button and let's get started. Hey guys, my name is Andrew Wise with Life Tailored, and we teach you how to travel the world for free using points and miles. If you want to see how far points and miles can take you, then follow us on Instagram at Life Tailored and watch our stories. So today we're talking about AVIANCA and their award program Lifemiles. AVIANCA is a Colombia-based airline that has the third most passengers carried in the region. And the Lifemiles program, back in its heyday, had some amazing award redemptions and some lax rules for charting different flights, and that's why people used to really love Lifemiles, but it's kind of fallen on hard times because nobody is exploiting it as much. So in the past, Lifemiles had an amazing award chart and some lax rules, and people got some really cool redemptions using Lifemiles. And while those days are gone, there are still some amazing redemptions to be found in the Lifemiles chart, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let me know down in the comments really quick, of the 3 flights I mentioned, which one has you the most excited? First class to Europe, business class to Europe on Swiss Air, or flying New Zealand or Australia for 40,000 miles? Now to kick things off, we're going to talk about AVIANCA Lifemiles. I'm going to cover 4 topics. 1, the Lifemiles transfer partners. 2, how to score 60k bonus points from Lifemiles. 3, how and when to actually buy Lifemiles. And 4, how to redeem those flights I mentioned earlier using your Lifemiles. So Lifemiles has 4 main transfer partners. AMEX membership rewards transfer over at a 1-to-1 ratio. Capital One transfers over at a 2-to-1.5 ratio. Citi Thank You Rewards transfers over at a 1-to-1 ratio. And Marriott Bonvoy transfers over at a 3-to-1 ratio. That means you can get points into your Lifemiles account to redeem any of those flights I mentioned, plus all of the other flights that they fly from their hub in South America. I always recommend having a Chase and an AMEX card in your arsenal, and you're racking up points on both of those programs, because then it means you can transfer 2 Lifemiles from both of these programs, or also to tons of other programs. For instance, if you have a Chase card, you can transfer it to United. If you have an AMEX card, it means you can transfer to Aeroplane and score 25,000k round-trip tickets within the US. You always want to be flexible with your points and miles, and that's how you really get the biggest bang for your buck. Okay, so let's talk about how to actually score some Lifemiles on their account right now. I have 0 Lifemiles in my account, and like you probably have 0 Lifemiles in your account, but I want to tell you guys about a Lifemiles AVIANCA credit card. So when you sign up, the welcome bonus is 40,000 points. Plus you get a bonus 20k points after you spend $1,000 in the first 3 months of spend. I've talked about before, the ways to meet the minimum spend is 1, to use plastic. I've got a link down below. It allows you to pay your rent, your utility bills, or anything with a credit card. It converts a credit card into a check or an ACH payment. It takes a small fee, but down below I'm giving you guys $500 in fee-free plastic credits. So to score this 60k welcome bonus from the AVIANCA card, you've got to use a special promo code. The code is SB4060. I'm putting it down below, also putting it on the screen, but make sure to use that promo code and use my link down below so you score the 60k welcome bonus. So the card itself earns 3x points on any AVIANCA flight, it earns 2x points on gas stations and grocery stores, and 1x points on everything else. I only really recommend using this card if you're flying on AVIANCA to get the 3x points. For anything else, you're going to want to use your CSB, CSR, Amex Gold card, Amex Platinum, all that sort of stuff. The card itself is the AVIANCA Vula Visa card. That's the name of the card. Look for that card in the link down below. And if you guys do use the link down below, it helps to support the channel, helps me create more videos, and reply to every single comment that you guys leave. Okay, so now that we know how to score 60k welcome bonus points from AVIANCA, let's talk about actually buying Lifemiles. So if you don't want to sign up for a credit card right now, buying Lifemiles is actually a tremendous deal. In the past, Lifemiles has offered up to a 200% bonus when you're buying miles. So that means if you're buying 1 mile, you're going to get an extra 2 miles on top of that, which is 3 miles for the price of 1, which is pretty fantastic. The highest I've seen on other airline programs are maybe 100% bonus, 125%. So the main thing we want to focus on when buying Lifemiles is Lifemiles are worth 1.7 cents each. each. That's $.017. And if we can buy life miles at a cheaper price than that 017, then we're going to be able to score some amazing redemptions. So if you ever see a sale for life miles, or if I make an announcement in the channel, subscribers that are subscribed and have the bell going off, you're going to get a notification whenever there's an amazing life miles sale. But whenever the sale comes out and the pricing works out that the price per mile is less than 017, then you should buy the miles. The miles themselves, you could buy up to 200,000 per year. And in terms of buying miles, I only recommend buying miles if you have a specific flight coming up in the next 3 to 6 months. So if you want to go to Europe in the coming months and you want to buy 174,000 miles for a first class round trip ticket to Europe, then jump on the life miles sale and bang out the 200,000 miles you can get. If you and your partner are traveling together, you guys can both buy up to 200,000 miles each, so you can both basically buy a round trip ticket in first class to Europe using life miles. Okay, so now that we've talked about the 60K welcome bonus to buy life miles only when it's priced lower than 017 cents each, let's talk about how to actually redeem those flights I mentioned in the beginning and go over some other amazing award redemptions we can get. So to book any award redemption with Avianca, you want to hop onto their website, create an account, and then start doing some searching. You want to always search by ticking off the redeem miles button and then enter in some itineraries and see how many life miles it costs for those flights. Here are some quick tips on some amazing award redemptions that we've found. So flying first class from US to Europe for 87,000 miles, here are some of the routes I've found availability. LAX to Frankfurt, Houston to Frankfurt, SFO to Munich, Dallas to Frankfurt, Washington DC to Frankfurt, and finally JFK to Frankfurt. So most likely these flights are going to be on Lufthansa, which is an amazing first class product. We flew to Munich from JFK, not using life miles, I think we used Aeroplan, but it's an amazing seat. You have plenty of leg room. They used to have a separate bed next to the seat, but right now it's just a basically giant lazy boy recliner, plenty of room. The first class service is really fantastic. The lounge in Munich was one of the best we had. When we landed, it was 6 a.m. and they have beer on tap. So I had my beer on tap at 6 a.m. just to kind of kick off the, get rid of the jet lag or maybe add more jet lag to it. But anyway, this is a fantastic quality product. Flights from JFK to Munich normally cost about $9,000. So you're getting near 10 cents per point, which is a lot better than that 1 cent per point I mentioned before. So some quick rules about the life miles chart and how it kind of works. There are no fuel surcharges added to any of these flights. If you're flying on Singapore Airlines, sometimes they add up to $300 in fuel surcharges, which to me is even still a good deal when you consider the flights cost $9,000, but Life Miles has no surcharges. For Life Miles, you can basically book on any Star Alliance partner. That means United, Lufthansa as kind of the big ones out there. No close-in booking fees, which means you can book last minute and still get an amazing value for your points. Miles don't expire as long as you're having some activity on them every 12-month period. So now let's get into some of the other award redemption bookings and the sweet spots. So let's talk about flying on Swiss Air and the amazing product they have. I'm going to put a video up here so you can check out the Swiss Air experience, but you can fly from the US to Europe on Swiss Air in business class for just 63,000 miles. And here's where you can fly it from. JFK to Geneva, Chicago to Zurich, Boston to Zurich, Miami to Zurich, LAX to Zurich, and finally SFO to Zurich. So those are some major hubs pretty close to anywhere in the US, and it's a great way to get to Europe in an amazing business class seat for just 63,000 miles. Okay, some of you guys out there fly domestically in the US. The US is a massive country, plenty of places to visit. You don't have your passport, you don't want to leave the States, but you still want to get amazing redemption for your miles. So let's talk about flying business class in the US on United for just 25,000 miles each way. So pretty much every day, United is flying from Newark over to SFO or to LAX on their Polaris business class, which is a completely lie-flat experience. The lounge in Newark is fantastic. I covered a little bit about it in the Barcelona travel video we just did. You can check that out up here. But to redeem these flights, all you do is go on the Life Miles site, search for Newark to LAX, Newark to SFO, and it's only going to be 25,000 Life Miles each way. Now finally, one of my favorite redemptions here is the flights from the US to Australia or New Zealand. We've got 2 people who requested flights from Miami to Melbourne, and then from Charlotte to Brisbane on our credit card points dream trip consultation. It's free. I've got a link up here, and basically what we're doing is we're taking your dream trip itineraries, looking up the least amount of miles for these flights, and then giving you a full consultation. It's completely free right now, and all I ask is when we do give you the recommendation or as you're watching this video, make sure to use our referral links down below. It helps to support the channel. And whenever you can, smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. Okay, but let's talk about US to Australia and US to New Zealand with Lifemiles. So it's gonna be 43,000 miles plus $31 in taxes to go from SFO to Auckland on United Airlines, Houston to Auckland on Air New Zealand, LAX to Melbourne on United, Chicago to Auckland on Air New Zealand, and finally Vancouver to Sydney on Air Canada. So these flights to Australia can be extremely expensive depending on when you're going, and also if you're booking last minute, the flight prices go up and up and up. Each way, one of these flights could cost you near $1,000, so redeeming for 40,000 Lifemiles is a tremendous value. So remember, the Avianca Vula Visa credit card is giving you 60,000 point welcome bonus, which is enough for one round trip ticket in the US using business class on United, a one-way flight to Australia, close to a Swiss Air flight in business class from the US to Europe, and then about 3/4 of the way to fly from first class in the US over to Europe on an amazing Lufthansa product. So let me know, guys, are you excited about this Avianca Lifemiles program? Just give me a quick yes or no down below so I know if you like this program and want to hear more about it. And while you're here, I've got an amazing playlist coming up for you. It talks about other ways to redeem your miles for all sorts of tremendous value, how to hack points, how to hack miles. And if you've made it all the way to the end of the video without subscribing yet, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the bell. And also follow us on Instagram @LifeTailored. Watch our stories, see where Way and I are traveling next. Keep watching. I'll see you guys this coming Monday with a brand new video.